Okay, today's lesson is on interest. In your learning target, you can calculate simple interest. We're not going to do compound today, we're just working on simple interest. The formula you need to know for simple interest is I equals PRT. What that means is interest equals principal times rate times time. And you need to know, what does it mean when variables are sticking together? Does that mean add, subtract, multiply, divide? And it means multiply. So we have interest equals principal times rate times time. So I is the interest. You need to know what that means. Interest is the amount of money paid to you or the bank for lending or investing money. So the interest that you earn is always received from the bank. Either you're giving the bank money or the bank is giving you money. P stands for principal. Principal is the initial amount borrowed or invested. So you're going to borrow a certain amount of money or invest a certain amount of money, and that stands for principal. R is our interest rate. It's always expressed as a percent. And T is our time. And time is always expressed in years. All right, so let's apply this. Again, we call it simple interest because you don't have to do a lot of math. You just plug numbers in and multiply. So I have I equals PRT. Let's say you put $500 into a savings account that earns 5% simple interest. How much do you have after 3 years? So I'm going to use the formula, I equals PRT. P is principal. How much did I initially invest? $500. So 500 times R, which is our interest rate, 5%, times our time, which was 3 years. And I plug all of that into my calculator. 500 times 5%, don't forget to put the percent sign, times 3. And that's $75. That means that my interest was $75, but it's not how much I have. What I have is how much I invested, the 500, plus the interest I earned. So I have a total of $575. Anytime you see the vocab word have, that always means that you end up adding. Okay, let's say that you got a car loan when you turned 16, and your loan was for $4,500. You pay 9% interest. How much interest did I pay if I took the loan out for 3 years? So that means how much money did the bank get from me for borrowing me that money? We use the formula, I equals PRT. Principal is the initial amount, $4,500. R is my interest rate, 9%. Don't forget to put your percent sign. And T is my time, 3 years. So just plug that in your calculator, 4,500 times 9% times your time, which is 3 years, and I punch it in wrong. 4,500 times 9% times 3 equals $1,115. $1,215. All right, now let me just summarize what that means. That means that the bank earned interest on borrowing me money, and they earned, for borrowing me the money to buy the car, they earned $1,215. All right, so that's that part. The next part is sometimes you are given fraction percents, and we might be like, well, what am I supposed to do with a fraction percent? Well, all you have to do with a fraction percent is turn it into a decimal. We've been doing that with our proportions. Anytime you're given a fraction, you can quickly turn it to a decimal, and it will help you calculate it. First example, let's say I have $600 at an interest rate of 3 1/4% for 4 years. How much total money am I going to have? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is turn my 3 1/4% into 3.25%. Don't forget that when you turn a fraction to a decimal, it's top divided by bottom. So my interest, 600 times 3.25% times 4. 600 times 3.25% times 4 is $78. My total money is how much you had, 600, plus how much interest you made, 78. So $678 is my total amount. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this next one. This next one gets a little confusing because 1/3 is a repeating decimal. It's 0.3 repeating. So this is really 4.3% repeating. Now there's an easy way to do that in the calculator. You just hit a whole bunch of 3's and call it good. We will all get the same answer if you hit a whole bunch of 3's. So 13,434 times my interest rate, 4.3%, repeating, times my time, 2. So in my calculator, I'm going to go 13,434 times 4 and I'm hitting a whole bunch of 3's, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, times, and then it doesn't matter how much you hit. You just hit as many 3's as you feel, as long as it's more than 3 of them. Make sure you turn it to a percent and then times 2. And I get $1,164.28. That's how much interest I earned in just 2 years of investing that much money. Notice, compare it to the interest that you earned after 4 years in the first example. The interest rates aren't that different, but notice the principle is way different. So the more money you invest, the more money you make. So my total money is going to be $13,434 plus $1,164.28. Add them up, and you get $14,598.28. And that's how much money I have. Okay, next one. Let's say that I invest a little $122 at an interest rate of 8 2/3% for 5 years. Well, notice that you're investing a little bit, so I really don't think we're going to earn much interest, but let's check it out. 8 2/3, if you go 2 divided by 3 in your calculator, that's 0.6 repeating. So this is really 8.6 repeating percent. So I'm going to go 122 times 8.6 repeating percent times my time, which is 5 years. So I plug it in, 122 times 8 point, a whole bunch of 6's, I probably did 7%, times 5 is only $52, now round to the nearest cent, and 87 cents. So notice you didn't make that much money because you didn't have a lot to begin with. So my total money is 122 plus 52.87, and that is $174.87. And last one. So 1 4/5%, 4 divided by 5 is 0.8, so this is 1.8%. You plug it in, 4,321 times 1.8% times 6 years. 4 4,321 times 1.8% times 6 equals rounded $466.67. So my total money is 4,321 plus 466.67. And that is the final balance of 4,787.67. All right, and then let me just summarize what we've done. So for simple interest, you have the formula I equals PRT, and all you have to do is multiply them. Don't forget when you multiply your percents that you include your percent sign or your number is going to be completely different. And when you're given a fraction as an interest rate, you want to turn your fraction to a decimal. If you're given a repeating decimal, like the 1/3 and the 2/3, you just type a whole bunch of the number that's repeating, and you will still get the same answer.